The Tiffany dial Casio Datejust is more than just your average budget watch. I've owned this piece for about a year now. It was only £50. As you can see, it's held up super well, and today I thought we'd jump in and give it a bit of a review. But before we get into it, leave a like and drop a subscribe, because apparently only 95% of you guys subscribe to the channel. So let's begin with the obvious thing about this watch, that stunning blue dial. It's called the Tiffany Datejust because it really does look like the Tiffany Rolex Datejust, which costs like upwards of £15,000. And while I've worn this watch, I've had someone come and approach me and ask, is that a Rolex Tiffany? Now, I didn't buy the watch because it looks like the Rolex Tiffany. I'm just a big fan of Tiffany dials. It's perfect for summertime, and like I said, it's only £50. How can you go wrong with this timepiece? It does have a quartz movement, which means I'll need to replace the battery eventually, but it is a Casio, which means it's super accurate. It does only have 50 meters of water resistance, which means I've never taken this watch for a swim anywhere, but the finish and the level of quality that's went into this timepiece is very clear to see. I mean, just look at that stainless steel bracelet. Obviously, I've got a few scratches on it for wearing this watch for a while, but I do think it looks quite expensive from a distance. When you actually hold it up close and give it a little wiggle around, it feels quite cheap, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I'm a big fan of the clasp on the back and the design of the actual bracelet on this watch as well. But as you can see in front of you guys, it does really resemble that Tiffany Rolex. This watch looks absolutely perfect in my collection. It stands out right away, and the value for money that the timepiece actually holds is insane. I don't know if I can name a better watch for £50. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments below if you can, because this really takes some beating, man. Maybe the camera's not doing it justice, but the level of finish that is on this watch is insane. I know I've already mentioned it, but for £50 to have this level of craftsmanship going into a timepiece, I know they're extremely mass produced, but in my opinion, it just looks like a luxury watch from a distance. I think that's due to the design of the watch, the kind of finish on that bracelet, and the blue dial as well, of course. Now, the weather in England absolutely sucks, but I'm hoping to be able to wear this watch out and about, maybe get some footage to be able to share with you guys, because in the sunshine, I'm super excited to see what this watch is going to look like. We're going to make a review on all these other watches. I do have a Hamilton, I've got a Seiko, I've got a Casio Duro, and the vintage watches that you're seeing at the top are part of my side hustle, where we buy watches from car boot sales and flip them on for a profit. We post a brand new short, Instagram Reels, and TikTok about that every single day, so go and give us a follow there if you guys are interested in watch side hustles. But we will be making videos using our own content from now on. In the past, we have used other people's content and talked over the top of it. We've tried to obviously remake that content into our own as much as possible, but I'm super excited to begin to film my own watches and show you guys what our own timepieces look like. We're going to be giving very honest opinions on every watch that we showcase, but personally, I don't really have much negative to say about this Casio watch right now. Like I said, I've owned it for a year, and for the price it cost me, I think it might be the best pound for pound watch in my collection. The only thing that I'd really want is a bit more water resistance, but for £50, how can you complain? If you guys are wondering where you can pick it up, in England you can head to HS Samuel, and they've got a bunch of them in stock. I believe these were actually reselling at a higher price on StockX for a while, but they've kind of calmed down now as the hype of the Tiffany dial is kind of wearing out a little bit. A lot of people aren't a fan of that Tiffany dial trend, but personally I like it a lot. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more content like this, give us a subscribe and hit the bell notification. It would be greatly appreciated, guys.